I guess kids around the world are speaking in British accents and British lingo because of Peppa Pig now. She's like
I could
infiltrating,
definitely
like,
see that. Sort of like how kids were just generally shitty when they would watch Caillou.
Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
That's right, at the Scarlet Halls. I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunization.
And I'm Aaron, fire mage extraordinaire, horde punching bag, and owner of a new silky voice. Thanks, Amazon.
Security, who is this man? Get him out of here.
Coming for you for the first time, not through a tin can. You would think, being the fact that video creation and audio is literally my profession, I would have gotten a better microphone earlier. But here we are on episode 37.
This talk show persona is throwing me. Wait, I need you to tell the group about your new microphone and what you're doing right now.
Okay, so what it is I had a professional lavalier microphone, aka the one that you like plug into a recorder and put on your shirt, and I thought that could connect to an XLR USB thing that I just purchased, but it ended up not. So I have to use a stick microphone, aka like the one you hold with the ball on the top, but I don't have a mic holder. So I'm currently sitting in front of my computer holding it like I'm at the spelling bee or I'm the host of a game show, and it's quite an interesting feel.
You need to like ask our guests that come in if the price is right or something.
Exactly. I'm going to be doing Growl on the Prowl, and I'm actually going to lean forward and hold my microphone to the computer. It's going to really put me in the game.
Hell yeah. All right, so we got Bob Barker over here. I know this is normally a WoW podcast, but I feel like we have to address a little bit about the new Overwatch changes, because that feels like a whole new game when it's just 2-2-2.
I have yet to play it because I had guessed this past week. But yeah, you guys were telling me like this is an entirely different thing. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, just the fact that you have to play 2-2-2 now inherently changes the metas. Goats is dead. They reworked Brigitte completely. They added Sigma, a new tank hero. So everything is wonky. No one really knows what they're doing. Plus, in the competitive scene, everyone is just messing around trying to get their 5 placement games for every individual role. So you have people like me who never play DPS, like queuing competitively as DPS. So it's like a bunch of people not doing roles that they're very competent in, and it's a mess.
Yeah, you told me that May was part of the new meta, and I was so excited because I was like, that's like the one DPS I can play, except for maybe Bastion, and like everyone can play Bastion.
Yeah, it seems like Mei and Reaper are normally the go-to DPS unless some of the enemy team starts playing Pharah, or you have somebody who wants to play Pharah, then you have to counter her with a hit scan as always. But yeah, it seems like those two DPS are locks, and then sometimes like double shield, so like Sigma and Orisa, and then I feel like healers are always up in the air, but Brig is played completely different now, so a lot of people don't know how to use her.
That's what I'm really excited for, because you told me the changes, and I was like, well, I played Brig wrong all this time anyways, so maybe all of a sudden I become like the best one.
Yeah, she's more of like, positioning herself like not on the front line. You can use her to like as like a backline protection against flankers, and then her flail goes longer and is faster. So I think that's how you're supposed to activate your like passive heal now. I'm still not really sure either.
As you can see, Immune's literally an Overwatch expert. Pay him and he'll coach you. I think he can do it.
I plan to. I'm about to get a lot more into Overwatch now that it won't be 6 teams or 6 Genjis.
6 Genjis? That's been 6 Genjis in like 2 years, right?
Well, Genji adjacent. When you auto pick Widowmaker, Hanzo, and Genji, all I see is 3 Genjis.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel that because like that's always the way it was. Like 4 people would insta-lock DPS at once, and then like you would have one person lock in an off healer, and then you would feel like you had to play a shield tank, which wouldn't get any healing because you only had a Zen.
I feel like you could probably do your own Overwatch podcast by yourself. Like, you could just talk Overwatch for like an hour, and I think you could make a good ass podcast.
Immune always does say that he has Overwatch friends that we haven't met and more than likely will never meet. So who knows? Maybe he's late at night secretly recording something.
Who are these people?
Oh no, guys, you just exposed my secret Overwatch podcast.
Make
Well,
sure
what would
to
you
subscribe to
call it?
Underwatch.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah.
Yeah, now I'm under your watch.
All right. Well, I guess with that, we can move on to what we did in WoW this week. Aaron, what was your week in the world like?
My week in the World of Warcraft was very intense at the beginning. Took a dip in the middle when I had my girlfriend over. I was going to say, she didn't give me time. I willingly chose to not be like, hey, you came here from 400 miles away. Watch me play Warcraft. But the beginning of the week, I killed some Horde. And last night when I came back and today, I killed more Horde. Just did my call to actions. Got a nice trinket off of call to arms. That's very nice. And I'm excited to... Because she's not coming back for 3 more weeks, so you know I'm about to wow it up.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Get that WoW bread.
Although I did tell her of the incoming recruit a friend. I'm like, I'm recruiting you. And she was like, okay. And it's a grander scale Sweaty Gumbo type thing where I told her, like, for gift giving holiday, I'll probably just get you a year. And if you don't play it, I don't mind. But, like, you can drop in, drop out whenever. But I'm getting that camel off of you.
Oh, guess what? We also learned something else that you're going to be getting from Recruit a Friend. This is going to be Explorer's gear, kind of like what Reno Jackson wears. So like a sweet-ass like Explorer's vest, that sweet hat. So you know it's going to be hot recruiting friends.
Ooh, I am ready to watch that hat fall somewhere on Growlina's head.
You'll just have to be Explorer Susan, I guess.
I guess. So, Immune, what did you do in this wonderful World of Warcraft?
Well, this week in WoW, I did a bunch of things that I normally don't do. I participated in a micro holiday of the free t-shirt day. And because like normally I don't even do like the normal holidays,
Wait.
so let alone like the micro ones.
Fart, there was a free t-shirt day?
Yeah, I was going to tell you, but your girlfriend was over, so I figured, I was like, oh, well, he's not getting that t-shirt. Those t-shirts.
I'm aggressively texting her right now. Your eternal love cost me a t-shirt that I'll probably just get next year.
Oh, let me tell you, it didn't cost you just one t-shirt, buddy boy. It cost you multiple t-shirts.
Well, Kate, it's been a good ride. But these t-shirts, it was a step over the line. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, in addition to that, I ran some high Mythic Plus keys. Really odd. I got really into PvP. Slide and I did some more twos, and I broke 1400 in anything in PvP for the first time in ever. So I got that combatant thing, and now I am starting to grind out for that mount. Oh, but like in additional, we did some YOLO groups in Battlegrounds, and that has provided us with some of the most entertaining moments I think that I've had in WoW in a while.
Holy shit. We were in one Reddit Battleground group for maybe... You were there for probably 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, you would say? I was in there for like 6 to 7 hours. Like after you went to bed, we were still playing all night. It was the wildest group of people I had ever met in my life, and we were using WoW voice chat. No one uses WoW voice chat. It was bizarre.
Yeah, and okay, so like first off, I'm gonna say like WoW voice chat wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good now. And the reason we started using it is because we joined this YOLO group, and as we were filling up, somebody was like, hey, are we gonna have a Discord to talk in when we do these battlegrounds? And then our fearless leader was like, no, fuck that.
Also, it's a YOLO. When you join a YOLO, you know that there's like no rules, no mom, no dad. Like you're all shitty, and you're all gonna play a shitty game. Is what YOLO means.
Right. So in response to that, we were all like, well, we can just easily press this button and get in the in-game voice chat. But he never did that. He just left, and then we filled without him. But then we made friends with all these random people in this voice chat in our YOLO RBG group, and it was quite the cast of characters.
Yeah, it was something. It was really crazy to have people be like, nobody was mean. There wasn't any trolls. It was just 10 really nice people. I mean, I guess 8, because like we know that we're really nice people.
You guys are the trolls. You're the bad guys.
If you don't know the troll, you're the troll.
I got complimented on my little gnome suit like 8 times by the same person, but it still counts as 8 different compliments.
Just every so often in the middle of the battle, it's like, psst, hey, I love your suit, buddy.
Well, because
Like,
we're both mages.
I appreciated that at the time, but can you give me some space? I love your suit, buddy.
No, it was like every time we phased into a new battleground, he was like, "Oh, look at this dapper gnome," and then Slide was like, "It's still me."
I'm the same person from the last 8 times you've complimented me, but thank you so much. Keep going. Don't stop.
So yeah, Slide, what did you get up to in WoW this week?
I was doing all that PvP stuff that was mentioned. I feel like today I really blew my load. On Mondays is my day off of work, and it's like I'm gonna play a lot of WoW day. I spent so much of my day trying to pug various things and pugging things unsuccessfully. I was pugging raids. I was
Sounds
pugging
like my college
keys.
career. Am I right?
Oh! Got him! That's me high-fiving you across the internet. What I've been doing the most this week is hunkering down on all these emissaries, because Blizzard has apparently been listening to our podcast, and they keep giving us gold emissaries. I did one yesterday on all my alts, so that's 9 characters going through getting 2,000 gold. There's one up today still, one pop today, so there's it's been 3 within the past 4 days, and I'm loving it. I think I have obtained maybe 40k gold compared with auction houses and doing one emissary split run with my alts. So today I'm going to try to finish the rest of them out, and I'm just going to keep getting that bread, boys.
So do they ever keep any of their gains, or do they immediately mail it to Deoxy?
I've been keeping it on them. I haven't transferred any gold around because on my main I finally achieved my re-goal of obtaining my 1 million gold on him once again. So Deoxy has 1 million gold sitting on him right now.
Okay.
And the rest of them have what?
Okay, some listener out there, how many episodes is this now where Slide has bragged about being over 1 million gold?
Cha-ching!
Realistically, being one who listens to the old episodes again, I think he's only at 3, but there's still time for more brags.
I'll be sure to add it in now from this point onwards. Mention how my main has 1 million gold on it. He did have 2.5 million gold on it, but I like to buy transmog and mounts, so it's a curse. But yeah, all of my other alts keep their gold until it's deemed that they are to be stripped of their wealth and redistributed to the main man, my alt. Oh! I also started leveling. I say leveling, but he's already 120. I started gearing my Slidewhistle, my demon hunter. He's back in rotation.
Oh dang! The prodigal son returns.
Well, so me and Immune were gonna do a mythic dungeon with one of our friends, Honors, who's a Canadian soup man, and he said to me, "Hey, are you gonna bring your demon hunter or your mage?" And I said, "Honors, when is the last time you saw me on my demon hunter? Like that boy is
late Legion."
Yeah, he's I level 340 right now. Maybe I don't even know.
I mean, granted, everyone calls you Slide, which is in reference to your demon hunter. So maybe in his mind it was more recent.
I guess, but now he's geared again. He's getting, I think he's at 390 right now, and that's not trying that hard. So I'm gonna try to get him conquest cap today before reset and get him some of that sweet gear. So I feel like we need to talk about free T-shirt day, because I feel like a lot of people miss this Mecro holiday, or just miss
this host
Mecro
included
holidays in general.
I mean, they're only there for one day. If you blink, you miss it.
Hey, I was blinking all over the place because I'm a mage.
I prefer to shimmer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Slide, you don't blink, you shimmer.
Yeah, I never actually call it shimmer. I call it blink, which is weird because I haven't blinked since have I ever blinked? I always have shimmer on. So, But okay, so let me set
this is you used to swear by Blink. I remember we had a brief Blink versus Shimmer debate that was intensely raging in our group chat once.
I think I didn't realize that Blink, you couldn't keep your spell while you cast it. So like, like if you cast your spell and you move, I guess Blink cancels it apparently. I didn't know that. So but now that I know that, Shimmer is king. So let me set the stage for you for free t-shirt day. You are in Stormwind. Specifically, you are in the Dwarven district, where the best auction house / bank combo is. And you see this chubby, darker skinned Kultiran woman with a shotgun, and she goes, "Get your free t-shirts here!" and like / yell, and she aims the shotgun into the sky and goes badunk, badunk, and she fires off a brown t-shirt that melts into the ground.
She had a t-shirt gun?
Yeah, she had a t-shirt cannon.
It's t-shirt time.
And like she's walking around this route in Dwarven district, just going badunk, badunk, and everybody runs to the t-shirt. And because it's in Dwarven district, the tile there is all like this this dark, deep, like brownish, reddish color. The same color as the fucking t-shirt. So you're trying to find where this shirt is in this brown tile. And so there's so many like different options for like these cheap free t-shirts. There's like a black tuxedo shirt. There's just like ones that like you can buy in the real world, but these are free shirts you get off the ground.
Just the thought of you having to shuffle around on your knees trying to find this free t-shirt amongst all the peasants.
Well, and the thing is that she shoots off these shirts so fast that you can't, like, your inventory is building up ridiculously because you can't vendor these shirts, obviously, because think about it, if you were vendoring free shirts, then you're making a profit off of nothing. So you have to manually delete each one out of your bag when you're done putting it on. It's kind of annoying. But that wasn't even all what free t-shirt day was. That was just one part of it. So you follow around this lady in a circle.
But based on the name, that seems to be all of it. But please continue.
So around the world, on various continents, there are t-shirt vendors with really funny names that I wish I would have had ready to talk about now. But they're just like, hey, it's free t-shirt day. Do you want to buy a shirt from me? And you buy a unique looking shirt that some of them look really cool. They cost what? Like, was it a copper? Was it like a gold? You ever Immune?
It was something so negligible, it was basically free.
Actually, I think it probably was free. It was literally
free.
It's
especially when you have over 1 million gold, am I right?
Everything's free then. There were some of the designs were actually really cool, and they looked like they were like newish, like as of like 8.2 new shirt models. Like they were textured and they looked real good. But fear not, Aaron. You can still buy these shirts today.
What?
And I'm googling the name of this vendor because this vendor is very important. You need to know what this person's name is because it's fucking bonkers. So if you missed out on free t-shirt day, you can find the Vulpira whose name is Skin Me Own Coat Dibblefur.
Damn Blizzard for stealing that during the name lockout. That was going to be my Vulpira for sure.
You can find them in the Cape of Stranglethorn, and also their title is T-Shirt Scalper. So you can buy these shirts, and they cost 500 gold each if you missed out on the event. So yeah, she shows the 7 shirts that are from the event.
I mean, and you don't really need to buy all of them, I don't think. A few of them are really, like, plain and boring, and actually almost very similar to the same T-Mog as some, like, chest pieces.
But the Threadsaterian, that shirt looks so fresh and so clean. I don't know if it was worth buying for 500 gold, though. I mean, for me, I think I could personally afford it, but I don't know about you two.
Wow. I mean, I don't need to. I got them all.
Well, there goes all my bird money.
How much gold do you have on Growlina? I was thinking about this
It is
earlier.
constantly cycling between 130k and 150k. I feel like just daily life seals any money that I have on her. She started to get more since she's selling instead of breaking things down. But then she also raids with a raid group that doesn't pay for repairs. So all my money goes away every Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story, but
Yeah, let's bullshit. I'm getting really annoyed with our current guild. If you have a guild on Proudmoore that's cool and you want us to join it, just let me know.
ooh.
Because I'm paying 150 gold for repairs. What is that gonna do? 150 gold is nothing. Like, what does that cover? Like one wipe, maybe 2 wipes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely use that up in like the first few bosses on Tuesday. It's like, come on, like we know that our guild is sitting on like 2 million gold. Plus, the 3 of us have contributed to this by like doing our mythics, doing our content. We've contributed to this, so why don't we get more than 150 gold? We used to get more than that.
Our GM disappeared, and now the guild is being held hostage by Smog the Dragon, who's sitting on his stash of gold, twirling his old mustache, just waiting for us to leave so he can empty this guild bank.
Wearing his big cowboy hat next to the Grand Canyon. It's the only picture we've ever seen, so I just assume he's always there.
If you want to see it, no, I can't put it on Twitter. I can't do that.
No, that is an
personal
actual
picture.
that is doxing an actual old man.
Oh, speaking of Twitter, I think we can safely, I guess unsafely, announce the winner of last week's Sexiest NPC of the week. What do you guys think? Should we announce it now, or should we just wait for the Twitter?
I think it's time. I think that the weekend is our busiest time. We have enough votes. I think we can officially call it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's name this Sexiest NPC of the week. Well, of last week. Genie Gate 2K19 has come to a close, and with 56% of the vote, the genie that is officially your sexiest NPC of last week is none other than Assad.
I can't believe it. From a vote of 9 to 8, Assad came in a one vote difference, and he stole.
Can I drop a mad fact? That
What'd you do?
was Caitlin at lunch. She was like, I don't know if I want to vote. They're tied. I was like, I implore you to please make your voice known, because like I want a winner. And she was like, that low angle on Assad gives him that big dick energy, except that he doesn't have one. So I'm going with him.
She was the tiebreaker?
I was there when the tie was broken.
I'm biased. I think I wanted to see him at Twin. His very sad e-boy backdrop of like the rain coming down. It was so depressing. It was so hardcore.
Yeah, I think though, as you said, counterpoint, that Assad won because he had the better lighting.
He really did. It really accentuated that his cheekbones that one of our voters made sure to. Although actually she highlighted Siamat's cheekbones, but he's got the same ones.
They're the same cheekbones, people. Well, Assad, congrats. You are the sexiest NPC of the last week, but you can't hold a candle to this week's winner. Just you wait till you hear who won this one this week at the end of the podcast.
Unless we have another situation where we have to have our listeners vote. But we think we did our research, and we think we are safe this week.
We always do our research, just sometimes you forget that all genies look very similar.
I'll have you know that when looking at sexiest NPCs of the week, I make sure to only do every third time just some random NPC I saw while Googling.
Always gotta find the sexiest NPCs that are out there. Ashara is getting nerfed again? She was already nerfed, right? I'm pretty sure she already had a nerf go through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure that a lot of these changes are officially nerfs, but like they are changing things.
It seems like a lot of them are nerfs. The biggest one that I saw was
what is the official change?
There's several of them. Most of them are mythic, it feels like, and some of them are changes that I'm like, I don't know what that ability is. One of them is that the wards, I believe, are going to drain slower on normal groups and possibly heroic groups. So that alone is a very nice change.
Actually, I think it's the opposite of that. They charge slower.
They charge slower. So like us standing on them
so
charges
it's more
slower?
difficult?
Yeah, so that's why I was saying that I wasn't sure if these were nerfs or not.
Arcane wards now energize slightly slower for smaller raid sizes on normal and heroic difficulties. That
I wonder if people were finding it too easy, which surely was not Phoenix Fusion's issue.
Yeah, no, not at not at all. That was not at all our problem. One of the big ones here is whenever Aethanel or Cyranus is slain on normal, heroic, or mythic, there is now a 3-second delay before the other one gains the torment buff. So if you killed one too early, then the other one would get big and bad and like hurt you real bad. So now there's more time between that. Yeah, I guess I thought that the arcane wards was a nerf, but it seems like it's just slightly slower, so it's probably negligible. But the rest are like mythic changes. The Tide Mistresses have 5% less health on mythic. Just like things like that are like, meh, I guess it don't really affect us that much. Which we still haven't killed.
On normal or
Yeah, I was
heroic.
gonna say, I will be down to clown with any nerf that she receives because good old PF has yet to drop her past 30%. Hopefully that's coming up soon, but well, she's come back from her vacation stronger than ever. Growlina, what news do you have this week?
Greetings and salutations, gang. Growlina here to bring you the hot goss you need to know. I'm here with Thigman as we discuss this puff piece. Word on the street piece. What's your favorite thing in WoW?
I'd have to say it would be pet battling. I just absolutely love it.
That's not one I get often.
I know it may sound lame, but I'm a huge Pokemon guy, and I love that WoW has its own Pokemon.
That's more than fair. So what percentage of your time are you pet battling versus other things?
Well, I have my other character that I got flying on. That's the killing and questing guy. But this one is just about flying and pet battling.
Wait, so you don't do dungeons or raids or anything on this guy? Just pets?
Exactly.
Will you live a life that I deeply envy, Thig? I hope this war ends someday, so you can finally pet battle in peace. If you excuse me, Thig is about to blast the hell out of my direhorn whelpling. Until next time, it's been Growlina. And that was my report. Oh wait, I accidentally gave it back to me. Sorry.
That's okay. It happens every so often.
Yeah, it's always nice to see Growlina back in the studio every once in a while.
I just wish she'd stop fucking sniffing me. I'm getting sick of her nose just smelling all over me.
I do not have any bacon on me.
You're a good smell. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure you don't have any
Yeah, trust me.
Hold on. Are you sure you don't have any bacon on you?
Oh, trust me, I don't have any bacon on me.
Okay, I'm gonna go not get a new face. Spoilers!
Oh, man. Yeah, that's right. I guess we talk about that really quickly. We have confirmation that the Worgen and Goblin Heritage Armor is not coming in 8.2.5. But the rework is, but you're not getting that sweet armor for a while.
But they did say it's coming. Eventually.
Wait, so the face will go through, it's just the armor won't?
Yeah, correct. The face is going through.
Okay.
So that's good at least. You're going to have that. But people... It's funny because people are actually wrong to be mad about this. People are very upset about the Heritage Armor not coming in 8.2.5. But I remember very clearly that the slide, that covered the Heritage Armor at BlizzCon, it said 8.2.5 and beyond. So it didn't, you know what I mean? It was kind of iffy to begin with. But
yeah, they were vague enough that they're not technically wrong.
But it still sucks.
So, back on the topic of the Eternal Palace raid, last week we actually did make progress as a guild. We downed 2 new bosses. Well, I say we loosely because Slide was not there, and Aaron was only there for one of the days, but we downed Orgazoa and the Queen's Court for the first time on Heroic. So we're officially 6 of 8 Heroic.
I'm sorry. Wait, who did we down?
Orgazoa and the Queen's Court.
Orgazoa and the Queen's Court.
There you go.
I can't believe it. I thought for sure that you guys were not going to get past Orgazoa. I mean, historically, our raid nights have been stuck on Ashbane, but I guess our gear progression has been heavy, and all these like 10s we're doing as a guild and stuff. So, how was it? Was it one pull for Ashbane?
Maybe 2, but basically we like raced through everything. We like made it. Wait, Aaron, were you there for when we downed Orgazoa and Queen's Court?
The only thing I missed Queen's Court. I think that was all that was accomplished the night I was gone. But yeah, we did one-shot Ashvane. We just knew what to do with her. And then Orgazoa was only like 3 or 4. And I want to say the deaths were not attributed to the actual mechanics. It was just like, oh, fart, I fell down the stairs.
Oh, yeah, our raid lead, who is a prot warrior, decided to try to heroic leap across the pit and save some time going down to the second phase of Orgazoa, and he just fell into the pit.
Honestly, as a former Demo Hunter / maybe now current Demo Hunter again, I appreciate the bravery of that heroic leap.
There's always, during that part where there's drops, I'm always like, maybe I can shimmer into them and I'll be able to bypass some time. And I always get like tagged with a drop. I'm like, just kidding.
See ya.
So yeah, we downed Orgazoa, and then on the next day, I guess when it was just me, we downed Queen's Court, and then we pulled on Zakul for the rest of the night. And
sounds like college all over again.
Yeah, so that was not the best. I mean, we got him down to maybe like 35 or 40%, so we'll probably get him maybe this week, or you guys might, depending on if I'm able to raid this week, but we'll see.
I feel like Zakul is probably my least favorite fight in my short raiding experience. I'm trying to think of a fight that I hate more than Zakul, and I honestly, even that stupid, that big
Hellfire
Catarexy
one from WoD. The one where it's just a bunch of guys in a courtyard, because that's my least favorite.
I don't think I really hate any of those bosses, and I think it's now at this point, it's a nostalgic love for all of them. I'm like, oh, I remember Hellfire Assault. Like, look at them, they're so cute. Like, I miss them.
I don't think I really cared for that one bird boss fight in Hellfire where you get blown off the edge, and yeah, Hellfire Assault really isn't that great of a fight either, I don't think.
I guess I liked Hellfire Assault because I understand how it works. Zakul, I still don't quite understand what I'm doing. And I'm normally like very good at like Googling, like, okay, research this, research that. Which realm is which realm? Where am I going? What do the eyeballs do? Which portal do I stand by to go to the Fear Realm? What's the Fear Realm? Do I go into the bottom realm with all the cleave? Probably not. I have an ice glance thing.
So I actually have one of these answers, I think. So the Fear Realm is what everyone is just thrown into at some point. Like, all of us get thrown into there, and then like the set small groups go into the other realm below it. Is it the Insanity Realm? The one where you have to go through the portals with the eyeball, or stand in the circles and it puts you through there.
The circles is kind of like the Kurok fight in Hellfire Citadel, where you stand on also the 3 eyeballs, I think, and you go down. But who goes down? Do I ever go down? They just say people go down. Were there groups defined last time?
Yeah, we always have defined groups where there's like 2 sets of 3. Because I think they shift off doing it. I don't know exactly. I've never been in it.
Because during our normal progression, I was told to go down there, and I went down there, and my Glacial Spike is one of the strongest DPS like abilities in the game if it crits and cleaves correctly. And I used it on the boss down there, and I one-shot Scott. He went down from full health to nothing because I hit him with a spike by accident, because it has a automatic cleave on it.
It's funny because even though you weren't there when we were pulling him, he brought that up on last week's raid. Yeah, he was like, oh, it's okay, I can go down there because I won't be one shot by Slide since he's not here.
Oh, fuck him. Oh, that's so funny. Well, I can tell you guys, I had a pretty interesting raiding week because I have a separate this week in raiding WoW story.
Oh yeah, because you decided to
Oh,
try to
snap.
pug, right?
Because we used to pug the fuck out of warlords. We didn't have a guild. We only had this strange Australian man who decided once a week he would help us raid with his learning raiding group. So we pugged a lot in Draenor, and man, I don't fucking miss it one bit. So much is sitting around waiting. So much bullshit. People who don't know the fights at all.
I mean, also, we were personally really bad at the game then. Or maybe I'm just speaking for myself. I was very bad at the game
Oh,
then.
no, I can guarantee I was bad at the game then. I always bring it up. You guys were getting personal messages of, like, make him leave.
We had to do walkouts where they kicked Aaron, and we're like, "You guys stink. We're leaving. We're walking out of here."
So we're out of here. You kick our friend, we're out.
I may be rated today for I would say a good 3.5 hours, and I killed one fucking boss, and it was the first one.
Was this on heroic?
Oh, no.
Yes, it's on heroic. I fell into so many bad groups. I mean, think about it. It's Monday at like 11 a.m. I don't know who is raiding. Who's trying to raid at this time, but it's just me and like a bunch of other just scrubs. The first group, it took us maybe 4 pulls to kill Lady Savara, but to get the group filled, to find that one last tank, it took like its own 30 minutes. So I'm just like, well, I can't leave now. I've come this far. I gotta wait. We killed it, and we could not kill the fish boss. Maybe like 7 to 8 people each time would die before making it to the second island that you jump to. Like, when
Would
you
they
swim
get
across...
eaten by the fish?
Okay, so two people drowned because they were summoned by warlocks and they forgot to get their membrane, even though we said get your membrane. So they died in the first like minute and a half. The raid lead died immediately, and he said, "Whoops, I forgot." I'm like, "Forgot what?" He goes, "My gear's broken." He had 40,000 health, so he got one shot by one ability. And then people just, because on heroic, the slipstream doesn't clear your green goop before you cross over, so people would swim into the green goop really late, and then the phases would switch, and they would swim over the edge and get eaten. I saw 4 jumping fish eat 4 people at the same time.
Oh, God.
And so then we got our lives together. The man repaired his gear. The raid lead repaired his gear. And I learned that he only had 140k health. He was eye level 323. He put together a group to carry him through heroic Eternal Palace.
Wait, was he just a DPS?
He was just a DPS, but he would literally die in the first ability no matter what happened. And we're like, how are you dying? And then I inspected him. And my pawn shows me his average eye level. Ooh boy, 323. He's like not even like Old Deer. Like he would die in Old Deer if he was to go in there right now. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to us? And so then I said that, and then we all left. I joined a new group that was starting on the first boss. Took us a while to kill that one, and then we disbanded before the fish boss. So I killed the same boss twice.
It's always the raid leads that try to put together these groups to carry them. They're always the ones that have the fucking nerve to pull that bullshit.
And the requirement for the group was 430 plus, none less. Is
Wait,
what it said. Like,
I only want the best to pull me up by my little boy britches.
That's exactly what happened.
Wait, so you're
I just bought BFA yesterday, and I really want to do one of them raidy things.
So you're telling me that he set the requirement for his raid at almost 100 eye level over what he is?
Yes, it was like a 97 higher eye level than what he has. Can you fucking believe the nerve of this guy? And then when I mentioned it, he was like, yeah, well, I know what I'm doing. I'm good at mechanics. I don't have the health to reflect it. And it's like, you died immediately the first time. You are not good at mechanics. It's Fish Boss.
My abilities are more in leading than they are in action. I got the strats pulled up right here.
He was really good at saying, kill the pufferfish after we had already killed the fish. He was dead. He had nothing else to do but look at us play, and he still had the timing wrong completely on raid leading. So yeah, don't pug, find a guild. Oh God, why did I pug today?
Yeah, hearing stories like this makes me feel better about our guild a little bit.
Speaking of hearing stories, I'm pulling time warp. So, for this week's time warp, I was looking at some of the stories written about the World of Warcraft, and there are 20 officially recognized books. How many can you name?
Ooh.
We're starting right now.
Before the Storm, War
The Shattering,
Crimes, Illidan,
The Chronicle 1, Chronicle Volume 2,
Chronicle 3.
Volume 3. Oh God, the little
there
Jaina.
goes my knowledge.
You stole my War Crimes. Arthas, a novel, I believe it's called. Yeah, I think it's called Arthas. Lord of the Clans. Fudge. Siamat, Sexy Time. I have so many on my shelf out there, but I can't look at it. The WoW Atlas.
Ooh, WoW Cookbook.
War of the Ancients by our boy.
So that came just a little bit too late to count, but the final score was 3 for Immune, 2 for Slidewhistle.
No, we didn't even read
Lord,
the books.
I really felt for you for Lord of the Clans, but Lord of the Clans is a Warcraft book, not a World of Warcraft book.
Fudge. What's the one with Jaina? Where I should know this one. Tides. Something about Tides.
Tides of Vengeance? No.
Tides of War.
Tides of War. Oh, yeah, there we go.
So the official World of Warcraft books are Cycle of Hatred, Rise of the Horde, Tides of Darkness, Beyond the Dark Portal, Night of the Dragon, Arthas, Rise of the Lich King, Storm Rage, The Shattering, Prelude to Cataclysm, Thrall, Twilight of the Aspects, Wolfheart, Jaina Proudmoore, Tides of War, Dawn of the Aspects, Vol'jin, Shadows of the Horde, War Crimes, Illidan, Traveler, which is a children's book, that book's 1 million sold, Traveler, The Spiral Path, and Before the Storm, and then from the World of Warcraft live adaptation, we have Duratan and Warcraft, the official companion novel.
I can't believe you had the nerve to steal all the books that I read immediately from me. That's so disrespectful.
I saw you reading them.
Also, who has my Illidan book? Is it Andrew? Andrew, give the fucking book back.
Andrew has it, and the other day he was like, I still have his book.
There's a spot for it on my shelf, and it's very clearly missing, and I need it. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna just.
So, Slide, go ahead and take that little shot-a-rooney.
This is gonna be a real ass shot. You're gonna hear me pour it live on the air. Ready? Here we go. Look.
I actually heard the glug.
Oh, really? Hell yeah. Oh, fuck.
That's. Did you get new audio too?
All right, I took it. Yuck. It's really warm.
He made a shot face.
Also, for the record, Immune was attacking me during that time warp. He was physically pinching me. That's why I lost.
I would like to put on the record that he is doing the thing he always does, where he says something that he did to me and claims that I did it to him.
For the record, he's doing the thing he always does, where he claims I did something to him that he did to me. Don't believe his lies. Oh man, that shot is not feeling good.
So I've decided in the tail end of the show here, I'm bringing back one of my favorite segments, because it's the one I made. The Heroes Call Board!
Heroes Call Board!
So I trolled the...
Heroes Call Board!
I didn't miss this part of the segment.
Aaron, please continue with your segment.
So I was on the Blizzard forums, And I saw a posting by Huxley, a level 100 dwarf shaman. Saberon as a potential allied race.
Okay.
If for those who don't remember, because it was a barely there race, the Saberon were cat people that lived in AU Draenor.
Wait, so was there a body to this, or was that all he said?
No, oh God willing, is there a body to this?
Oh, please. Wait. What did he say?
Okay, I'll go incredibly quick. This thread started a discussion, but it seems like it spiraled into something completely different, and it was technically about two allied races. Anyways, figured why not get an actual discussion going? So the idea is Saberon being an allied race. For those unfamiliar with Saberon, they were a race of savage, feline humanoids from Warlords of Draenor, located on AU Draenor. They were typically quest fodder, had no female models, that I saw at least, and you could get a few as garrison followers. There were 4 types, I believe: tigers, lions, cougars, snow leopards, and panthers. They were a barely sentient race. Ouch. Which dwelt in caves. I don't think they were specifically targeted by the Horde or the Alliance, but the orcs seem to have something of a history of mutual aggression with them, and probably made worse by the Iron Horde. So would you want Saberon as allied race? If so, what would you want them to be like? It's been 30 years or so for AU Draenor since the portal closed, according to the Mag'har quest at least. Perhaps longer if time simply flows faster over there. What classes would you like them to have? What racials would be appropriate? And what would you like to see for customization options?
Holy fuck, this man went hard in the paint for Saberon.
I feel like I just read his master's thesis on like why Saberon should be inducted as allied races. I like how he specifically threw in there that there were possibly no lady Saberon.
Well, because I don't think we never saw a woman Saberon, but they do use the male Worgen model, or male Worgen skeletal structure. So there's a possibility.
I feel like Saberon paved the way for that one really cool bear druid form where they're on 2 legs.
Yeah, the real muscle boy one.
Where are the females? How does that work?
I mean, there's really not many of them, period, right?
I guess I don't know.
They were only in one area. They were just in Tanaan, and I feel like that one incredibly specific area of Tanaan jungle.
Yo, but that area was fucking dense with Saberon. Remember how many Saberon we had to kill to get flying? Aaron, I guess you...
I still think about that weird trade 'em up quest where it's like, you got to get your gold and give it to one Saberon so he can summon 3 individual guys.
Oh my
and then you
God.
steal black fangs off of them and trade it into a black fang salesman.
Yeah, their currency was exclusively based around the idea of their own claws. So, like, wouldn't that only encourage you to kill or to declaw your fellow Saberon to get benefits with them?
And I don't super remember what they were about, but it's like, it was just so weird. It was just like, what separates you, guy I'm talking to the 3 guys I just killed?
Yeah. Like, they didn't really set up, like, why there were Saberon bad guys. It was just like, these Saberon suck. Kill them. Hit their claws. Bring them back to me. I'll give you a mount. And I'm like, all right, mister. I want to get flying, so I'll do it.
This is like in the area where you had to like summon the big ones in a ring, right?
Yeah, that's what Aaron was saying. The one where you're hit by the 3 different levels of totems. One that's like the best Saberon, one that's like the second worst, and one that's the 3rd worst.
Oh, yes.
But of those 3, we saw them with a wide variety of roles. I'm pretty sure, I mean, there was a berserker, there was like a melee guy, but there was also a magic one, and I'm pretty sure there was one that had a buddy, so that's like a hunter.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility that they have like the roles needed to be an allied race.
Yeah, so I am on like the wow.gamepedia page for Saberons, and they have like compiled a list of the character classes that Saberon in game have like shown that they could be. And they list warriors, rogues, shaman, hunter, druid, witch doctor, shadow shaper, shadow hunter, blade master, and pride. I don't know what pride means.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
They can be gay.
We, as the premier LGBT podcast, officially call the Saberon our new symbol of pride.
So I would like to officially announce that we are now a Saberon podcast because we are the probably most prideful WoW podcast there is. So, just naturally are now. Now we are all Saberon.
To answer the question, though, I don't think they'd be a good allied race. as much as I fucking love Draenor, and like hearing all this talk about the Saberon totems makes me actually miss Draenor a lot, which I know is like dirty words to many of you out there. But they had a place because if you were a druid, your 100 talent would be a Saberon form that you would have. Like you could have a Saberon druid form, and that should be a thing. They should bring that back and bake it into like the druid lifestyle. But I don't know if Saberon have enough legs to stand on to be their own allied race.
No, I am going to disagree. I think that they could definitely. I think they could. I think they could be an allied race. I feel like, based on the classes alone that I've said, like they could, just be like warrior, rogue, shaman, hunter, and druid, and I feel like that's pretty all-encompassing. And I feel like, yeah, as you said, like they already have like the druid feel, but like then again, like what would they shapeshift into? So I don't know. I just think that they look cool. I don't know.
They do look. Their model is they're just a ripped standing leopard. Like that's the coolest shit ever. I feel like, I guess maybe if I think about this, they are a good allied race way down the road, because there are a lot more races that deserve that spot before Saberon do. Like there's so many races that can go before them.
But, if they are added as an allied race, we will be required to go back to Draenor to recruit them.
And going back to Draenor is something that I want to do all the time.
Some Draenor
Yeah,
darlings.
I do.
Draenor
I do not want
darlings.
to try and level to get a Magheart Orc to do that. So give us a different way to do it. Although, would they be, I guess, like Huxley said, they fought the orcs, the former Iron Horde. Would the Saberon team up with the Alliance?
I guess thinking about it, everybody fought the Iron Horde, though. Like, the Iron Horde is also anti-Horde, because they were like, we're the true Horde, which is a crazy thing to claim, because you are definitely not the true Horde. You're a bunch of mismatched idiots who die immediately. So, I could see them maybe going the way of the Panda, being both ways. But honestly, maybe because they're so similar to Worgen, maybe they would be Horde, and that would suck for us.
Yeah, I doubt they would have two Worgen-type creatures on the Alliance, which, if they go Horde, I don't want them. I'm going to wish them out of existence.
Yeah, if they're going to come into the Horde, they might as well not come into the game at all, honey.
No, they can't. You want to know why? Because us three helped them out the fucking most. We were out there day in and day out in the days of, like, endgame Draenor. We supported them when nobody else would. They would come to us, just for us three alone.
Yeah, no, they are not going to be allies of the Alliance. They're going to be an ally of the Do Not Relent podcast. So, like, I guess, like, if you tangentially, I guess they are Alliance.
They are the DN army.
I'm just ready for Tyrande to show up again and do a Nightfall and just fuck it all up with one backhanded compliment or backhanded statement.
Ooh, that makes me so mad if people are like, ooh, Tyrande is the sole reason why the Nightborn went to the Horde. Bitch, the Nightborn are shitty people. I was reading the Chronicle 1 again. I read all of it on the train ride back to Michigan, where I'm from originally. Oh no, don't find me. But,
Oh no, the truth come out.
But I read the entire Chronicle 1 there, and Tyrande was so right. The Nightborn fucking suck. They've always been so upstuckity and so, we're gonna summon demons. It's like, fuck them. Good on you, Tyrande. You saved us from a lifelong problem.
Also, it should be said the chat fucking destroyed him.
Oh,
Huxley
really?
never stood a chance.
Oh, wait. What did the chat say about it?
I don't have that pulled up. I just have the picture of like his question, but it was just like, no, that's dumb. I hate Draenor. We're never going back. You're dumb for thinking it. And he's like, come on, guys. Don't you think it would be neat? And like, no one wanted to talk to him about it.
Oh, I feel bad for that guy now. Like, I love Draenor so much.
So, we've already named last week's Sexiest NPC of the week, so I think it's time that we Growlina our way into this week's Sexiest NPC of the week.
Oh, hey, that's me. You said my
I
name this
can't
time.
believe it. He caught on to the joke and said Growlina instead of me.
Gotcha. So, this week's Sexiest NPC of the week is Grand Marshal Tremblade, aka the lady in the fight house.
Lady in the fight house.
Oh, I'm trembling.
I was trying to do that, but yeah, it's the same. I can't. There's no way that will work.
I'm ready to let it rip for this Bay Tremblade.
Stop. Let me tell you, Lady in the Fight House is one of my most talked to NPCs. As a PvP professional with a very low rating, I talk to her every day to get my eye level 405 PvP gear, because she can't be bothered to upgrade me to real rating gear. Please, Tremblade, give me better gear.
I mean, and like, you were also talking to her daily in Najatar, because she was there giving you additional quests. So, like, she was not only the lady in the fight house, but she was also the lady in that coral-themed house in Najatar.
I think you mean she also was Lady in the Water, because she was under Najatar.
Hey, it's me, Paul Giamatti. Lady in the Water reference. You freed me from my lamp.
Oh no, well, hang on, get back in there. No, we only have one genie, and it's
Okay.
Assad now, apparently. Assad's our one and true genie. Lady in the Fight House has...
Did you know that this bitch came from Ashran?
No, she did?
Yeah, she was an elite unit that the Horde could kill in Ashran, apparently, which is another brave Draenor darling just trying to make her way in the world.
So she was first introduced in Ashran? Like, that's her first ever thing?
Let me see.
Oh, please say yes.
Thing.
Please say yes.
Yes.
Yes!
Her first ever, when she was the Elite Conquest Quartermaster, was in WoD.
So she is like us, a Draenor darling. Beautiful, stunning, young, unique.
She's beautiful. She's perfect. We love her. She's a Draenor darling. That's why we were attracted to this sexiest NPC of the week, baby.
Like, her sword is bigger on average than the male swords, because human females have the longest swords in the fucking game, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, this is proven. The female humans, they have the longest swords.
They're like hyenas out there. You know, because female hyenas have big clitorises. Bigger than male penises.
They got big lady dicks.
I'm a biologist. I can say this stuff legally. It's fine.
I'm a videographer. That's why I can only use phrases like big lady dicks.
But one of the most important things to gather from this picture that we have, that we will post on the Twitter, are you guys seeing the chest that we get our PvP gear from? I didn't realize that half the side of the chest is literally just an eagle emerging from the treasure chest.
I wish my gear that appeared from that chest was as impressive as that eagle.
Like, look at this.
I wish it didn't give me pants 6 times in a row. It's not even good pants. It's just pants.
Well, maybe now that we have prayed to our Lord and Savior, Lady Grand Marshal Tremblade, she will grant us great gear and great warforging in our PvP chests next week. I'm sorry, on Tuesday, not next week.
Amen.
Praise us off. Praise him.
Praise him.
Fun fact, I have been really trying to find somebody in the wild that also is still wearing the N'Zoth headpiece. I don't think anybody else is. I'm not seeing anybody wear these fucking tentacle crown other than us still.
So, DN Army, if you are still part of the Church of N'Zoth like you boys, please tweet at us at Do Not Relent Pod with a screen cap of you with your gorgeous Eye of N'Zoth.
I don't think anybody is but us. It's just us, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, they have yet to name a reason to keep it, other than us being like, maybe it'll be cool.
At this point, it's mainly just us being stubborn, but like, hey, let's go.
Yeah, I want to see how they punish me for wearing this fucking crown still. But this is all not about us or our Lord and Savior. It's about Grand Marshal Tremblade and her Draenor darling status. So we love her a lot.
And we will send her this Sexiest NPC award in the mail, baby.
I mean, I'm going to hand it to her after I complete my call to arms today, because I realized after Aaron said he did that, I haven't done that on my main still. I did it on Slidewhistle, but not on my main mage right now, so I have to do that after this recording.
I think I'm going to load it up in a plane and then scream at her through telepathy, I guess, that it's dropping somewhere. and then she can go and find it.
Maybe we can also ask her if Saberon should be an allied race when we see her. See what she thinks.
She is a Draenor darling. She'd have a strong opinion.
She would probably say that she would like to play a Lady Saberon, and we know those don't exist, so...
But Lady in the Fight House, your award's in the mail. / I'll bring it to you in 2 minutes.
/ airdropped some point over Borealis.
/ give us better gear, please, out of our chests. We worked so hard to cap our conquest this week. We deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
But now, as we close out the show, we can move into our top toot, medium moot, and bottom boo. Aaron, what is your TTBBMM?
My top toot of the week is getting a new trinket from not Lady in the Fight House, but Man in the Fight House.
What?
That replaced that guy who's got like 3 blue quests. I got a trinket that fires like a laser beam, and I was like, oh, I got to replace my other trinket. And I noticed that my other trinket increased my avoidance and my speed. And I'm like, wow, literally, what the fuck was I doing with this thing?
I don't even know.
Why did I wear this on my body? I'm so glad to be rid of it.
Did it also have int or something? Or like, did it have like a good personality or like some jokes?
It had an on-equip you can potentially get intellect from it. And my new one just has intellect and also makes a laser beam.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I must say, though, my mini toot goes out to the wonderful Caitlin, my girlfriend. She and I cracked open the World of Warcraft cookbook and decided to create some of the dishes. We did some very tasty mana buns because they're Growlina's favorite. And we did some peanut chicken because, in her words, I can't just go based on what your fake wolf woman eats.
I mean, I guess it's true.
She's like me as a human likes peanut chicken. So, and I was like, well, I guess they faked one that like the Pandarans ate it, I guess. And she was like, works for me.
Yeah, and if you follow Do Not Relent on Twitter, we retweeted it.
It's yummy and tasty.
Yeah, I want to get that cookbook. But how many of the cookbook recipes are vegetarian? Because Immune's gonna ruin it for me.
As always.
A surprisingly high amount is just like all the soups. I think.
Oh, never
Obviously
mind. I don't want this then.
I mean, the mana buns I could eat.
Well,
yeah, the mana buns are very, very good. We were spitting on ourselves about how good they were.
Ew.
And I'm very jelly that Growlina can make like 20 of those boys in 6 seconds. It took us 2 hours to make 4.
Yeah, and Immunization has the nerve to just demand 80 of them at the start of every mythic dungeon.
Can you imagine? I mean, I guess Mages can do it instantly, but I don't know.
Slide, what is your TTBBMM?
Yo, this week's going to be the biggest TT of my life. I'm going to give a top toot to my boy Vex, who told me to call him Vex. I mean, he was the other fire mage in our RBG.
Yeah, he's the one that complimented you on your dapper gnome appearance like 8 times.
So, if you have done RBGs before, then you would know that queuing for these fuckers takes so long. It takes you forever to find the right comp, to get people in your group. It takes you a while to face a comp that it can compare you against, like the same level, when you're doing it at 2 in the morning, because no one's doing those at 2 in the morning. So Vex and I went on adventures across Azeroth, and he tried to show me things that like he thought were new to like my experience. And he showed me some things that are like, okay, well, like I know about the big goblin gun in Azshara, like near Orgrimmar. And so we set out just to find our own adventures, and we actually somehow found real ass adventure out there. If you guys have done the Mage Tower for certain classes, you might have met Archmage Xylem, who's this very sassy mage who also is in like WoW lore from like the beginning of time anyway. But we found this quest that's apparently horde only. That's like a fire trial, a frost trial, and a shadow trial. And if you perform these trials perfectly to a T, you get achievements that we didn't know were even a thing because it's only a horde side quest line. And so we spent an extra like hour and a half out there, just me and him in our own little raid group, trying to do these achievements at like 4 a.m. And it was great. It felt like a really like an old school WoW experience that I had back in Draenor, where like I don't know what I was doing. Somebody was helping me like out with those achievements and stuff. It just felt awesome to do old world content that still scaled to like our level of 120. So I'm gonna give my top 2 to Vex and our adventures. All right. Well, what about you, Immune? What's your TTBBMM?
I also got myself a top 2 this week, and Slide kind of stole my thunder because I was just gonna say in general that my top 2 was just that whole YOLO RPG group. I feel like there's just filled with so many fun characters, even though like we didn't necessarily win every game. Although I feel like overall we won more than we lost, which is crazy for a YOLO group that didn't really care or know what the fuck they were doing.
I feel like we need to accurately roleplay my favorite character in that raid group was Ghost Dad. Ghost Dad was fucking wild.
So let's say that there's this one character in this YOLO RPG group, and he was a Death Knight that one of our leaders at some point invited, even though he was like 30 or 40 eye level lower than everyone else. And for the longest time, we didn't know who this man was in voice chat. Everyone else we knew, because like their names show up in the WoW voice chat over to the side and you could tell who's talking. But this man, his voice chat was so quiet for some reason that I guess it didn't register, so we didn't know who was talking, and it just sounded like this man was screaming in the distance like 5 states away. And so we would just hear like in the distance,
it would just be like, fucking help me, or he would say like, I'm dying.
Or like when we were deciding whether or not we should like what we should do in our group, and we were like, okay, let's like get rid of this guy in this group because and he was just like in the distance, don't kick me.
it was so, he sounded so far away, and I feel so bad because so in our group chat there were 8 of us in the voice chat out of 10. One of them was never talking, so I figured it was a bug, and the guy who was in our chat was the one not talking. No, he was a creepy listener. If you apparently relogged, you would see that there was 9 out of 10, and one of those 9 was the Death Knight tank, who we continuously trashed. So the fact that we were like, oh boy, this poor guy. But he was hearing us talk about him the entire time, while he faintly was just like, the Death Knight's good, or don't kick the Death Knight. And it was him the whole time, trying to defend himself. And he never got any redemption, and it's so sad. But yeah, I think we're closing out here. So if you guys have any questions, comments, complaints, send us anything you want to our email. You can email us at donotrelenttpod@gmail.com or tweet at us on the Twitter at donotrelenttpod. What about you, birds? Where can I find you on the internet?
Block. You can find me, Alex, or Immunization on Twitter at NewEraAlex.
Whoa there, friend. Watch out for my cloaca. It's my hole where everything goes out. When you're not staring at it, you can check me at the Big Cheesy on Twitter.
Fucking stop. What's wrong with you? That was hilarious.
You started this, Slide.
Okay, we gotta go. I gotta go sit down for a while. Think about cloacas. Just next week. See you guys. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.